Newcastle beat Leeds 4-3 in one of the most exciting matches of the season. Here you can relive the match before, during and after. Enjoy the vlog. I'm Ken and this is Inside the Toon. Hello, I'm Ken and this is Inside the Toon. And today we're going to take a look at Eddie Howe's press conference ahead of the game against Leeds United. So first of all, he talked about momentum and the good feeling after the Crystal Palace match and how he wants to build on that and win against Leeds. Tough opposition, he said, tight game, but he's pleased to come out on the right side of the Palace match, and it's another home game for us. Eddie praised Leeds, who came up from the Championship last season. They're hard to beat, he said. He respects their manager, thinks he's done a really good job at Ellen Road. And we drew 0-0 there early in the season, so let's see what happens in Wednesday's match. Eddie was really complimentary about Lewis Miley, so impressed with him this season, and especially in the last few weeks when he's had to play right back is our emergency. He said he's been able to execute under pressure, and it's been a huge boost for the team at a time when we didn't have another player in that position. His passing record in the last game was 100%. So Fabian Schär, 250 appearances for Newcastle United since he joined us. He said he's an unbelievable character. He's cool, he's calm and collected. He's been such an important player for Eddie since Eddie joined us 4 years ago. And he just loves the guy. He thinks he's got a massive heart. Eddie came out in support of Joe Willock, who received online abuse after the Palace match. I totally agree with what he said. And my belief is that any abuse is wrong of any human being. How we cut it out, I just don't know, because the idiots are out there. It's very tempting when doing these updates to call Jacob Murphy Eddie Murphy, because we're talking about Eddie Howe. So I tend to mix that up occasionally. Jacob came off against the Palace match, and they went for a scan. It turned out to be okay, and Eddie thought it was probably fatigue because he put in a shift against Palace. Next up for Newcastle United in this very busy month in January is Leeds United on Wednesday, and here is my team prediction and score prediction. Join me, shall you? In reality, the team that I've put up on the screen here won't be the team that starts due to rotation, tiredness, and the sheer volume of games that we got coming up. But I have gone for Pope in goal, and I've kept Miley, I've kept Hall, I've kept Schär, Chow, Tonali, Bruno, Joe Linton, Visser, Gordon, and I brought Barnes in for Murphy, who carried a knock towards the end of the Palace match. But obviously, there could easily be changes. Miley could be rested now that Tino is back and Trippier are back. Again, that's the same goes for Hall in that respect. Botman was on the bench. Will he get some minutes in this match and give Schär a rest maybe, or even Chow? Tonali might be swapped out for Ramsey. Bruno definitely will play. Joe Linton, I think, will play because he had a great game last time and he's only just come back. Big Nick easily could come in for Visser, and Gordon could be back down on the bench, and we could see Willock. Who knows? And Barnes going over to the left and Willock on the right, or no, that's rubbish. That probably won't happen actually. Willock coming on. I don't really know who will replace Gordon except for Barnes, and then we have to find somebody on the right. Very complicated process for Eddie to go through to measure their fitness. He sees all the fitness stats that we don't see after the match, and how tired they are, how much they've run, etc. That information It's generally not available to us. We just see the stats on FOTMob and SofaScore, for example. Score-wise, I've gone for my usual a 1-1 draw or a 2-1 win to Newcastle. It could go either way, by the way, so don't put your money on this one. I did in the Palace match. I got the 2-0. I went for either 2-0 or 3-0, and I got the 2-0. Again, don't put your money on whatever I say. Enjoy the match, and away the lads. Hello and welcome. This is your matchday guide to Newcastle versus Leeds. I'm Ken, and this is Inside the Toon. So Leeds have only won once since 1975 at St James's Park. In recent form, Newcastle, unbeaten in the last 5 league meetings. So expect some goals, that's what we're told. Head-to-head wise, Newcastle have won 50 plus, Leeds have won 50 plus, and there's been 30 draws overall, about 140 matches. Rarely a dull match when Leeds come. Great atmosphere as well. Newcastle go into this on the back of 2 wins, Burnley away and then Palace at home in the New Year game. And we're unbeaten in 11 home matches across all competitions. Leeds, though, have been hard to beat recently with several draws, lifting their confidence. So who will win? Newcastle are consistently strong at home. We have the momentum at the moment, so hopefully that continue into a third back-to-back win. We are a goal threat, and Leeds are competitive, but they draw heavily at the moment. Prediction, 2-1, 1-1 maybe, but 2-1 probably. And if we get ahead early, maybe we get a third and it's 3-1. And finally, wrap up warm, because it's going to be a cold one again, just like it was against Palace at home. And enjoy the match. Take care. I'm Ken, and this is Inside the Toon. So Eddie's made 2 changes to the team that faced Palace and won 2-0. So let's see what they are, shall we? So Eddie's made 2 changes to the team that faced Palace. Tonight we're playing Leeds at 8:15 kickoff, St James's Park. And the 2 changes that he's made, in come Voltemada. And Visser drops to the bench. Bit of rotation going on there. And Barnes comes in for Murphy. Murphy having taken a knock in the last match, but Barnes, in my mind, deserves his place on the right wing. Gordon's going to be on the left. The team is Pope, back 4 of Hall, Shah, Chow, and Miley. Forgot Miley there for a minute. And midfield, Bruno, Tonali and Joe Linton. Joe Linton's had 2 fantastic games, so may that continue tonight. And then up front, we've got Gordon on the left, Barnes on the right, and Big Nick down the middle. Leeds come with some hope. Their fans believe that they have facing a Newcastle team with a lot of injuries. I don't think they realise that our bench is strong. So our bench tonight reads Ramsey, Trippier, Botman, Visser, Livramento, Jacob Murphy, Willock, Alex Murphy, and Jacob Ramsey. So let's hope for a result tonight, folks. And that'll make it 3 wins on the trot if that happens. Back-to-back in the Premier League. And it'll promote us up into that sort of top 7, maybe. Depends how the other results go tonight. There's 7:30 kickoffs, so we will know where we might end up by the time our final whistle goes this evening. Enjoy the match, wrap up well, and away the lads. Half time against Leeds United at home, and Leeds are winning 2-1. An action-packed match with some controversy. Let's talk about it. And cancer, and he's being treated today. He received a warm round of applause from everyone in the ground. Leeds probably had the first 20 minutes, and Newcastle have come back into it. Otherwise, quite a dull first 26, 27 minutes. The match is woken up. Never a dull match when Leeds and Newcastle play. Leeds took the lead through a Chow slip and a good strike, and Pope didn't have a chance, to be honest. In about the 32nd minute, Newcastle came back into it with an equaliser in the 35th. Miley crosses, Gordon jinxes around, gets the ball to Big Nick, and then Big Nick to Barnes, and it's in the net. 1-1. Great move. Leeds are given a penalty. Ball comes into the box. Chow challenges. Maybe he slipped again. Tries to head the ball out, but his arm got there first, according to the referee. Another day, it's 50-50. It could go either way, and it went against us. And Calvert-Lewis stepped up and put it into the net. Again, Pope went the wrong way. And then right in the death of the first half, Joe Linton gets into the box, trips, loses the ball, don't know what really, but referee doesn't agree that it's a trip and a foul and a penalty. VAR agrees with him. I think if the ref had given it, VAR would have agreed with him as well. It's one of those things. So all to do in the second half. Away the lads. What an amazing match. I'm Ken and this is Inside the Toon. I will do an extended vlog tomorrow because there's just so much to talk about. But this is a short one. So 2-2, Joe Linton, 54th minute, get in. Twice down and back in the game. With Shah getting badly injured and Chow not coming out for the second half, Miley went back into centre-half position. So that was right back, midfield in centre-half. He's class. I do feel really bad for Shah. It didn't look good. He got stretchered off. The referee didn't do anything about it, which is really annoying. The ref was sort of out of control at that point for me. But we made the substitutions, Visser and Ramsey on for Voltemata and Shah in the 72nd minute. But only 6 minutes later, in the 78th minute, Leeds took the lead again. It was end-to-end at this point, and anybody could have scored, to be honest. But Murphy went off in the 81st minute. Not Murphy went off, he came on, and he was replacing Gordon. And all of a sudden, we had lots and lots of crosses coming into the box. And then in the 90th minute, we get a penalty. It's handball, and it's just inside the box after VAR agreed. And Bruno, with a little jig and a jog, he put it in the net really calmly, thankfully. I've been on the end of a number of 4-3s in my time. I'm glad to be on the right side this time. Harvey Barnes, you are magic. Thank you very much. And wow, do we know how to celebrate? 4-3 against Leeds. Enjoy today. I'll come back with a couple of vlogs tomorrow and we'll go into more detail and have some more fun. Enjoy your evening. Newcastle 4, Leeds 3. This is the final word. Let's see what Eddie had to say and let's take a look at the stats and some of the pictures from YouTube. So Eddie, straight after the match, when interviewed, said it was difficult to sum up in a few words, and he's exactly right. He said we showed great character. It turned out our way at the end. The records show this season that when we go behind, we don't pick up any points. Eddie said it was wasn't a perfect performance tonight. We were very flat at the start. So if we look at the overall match stats, you can see that in the second half, we pretty much dominated, although Leeds did make chances, as you can see from their shot counts. But we had 63% of the ball during the match. And our XG was 2.72, and we ended up with 4 goals. 18 shots in total, and probably the most entertaining match I've seen for years. Except for the cup final, obviously. Eddie was delighted, obviously, when the winning goal went in, and he was so pleased for Harvey Barnes, who's just been sensational this season. He deserves a start, but obviously he's battling with Gordon on the left wing. But Harvey's happy to play on the right wing, and he proved tonight what a player he is. Eddie was also happy that substitutions that came on, and he did make changes at half-time, turned the match. So match management, 10 out of 10 for Eddie tonight. Well, it was a great night for Newcastle, being on the end of a 4-3 and being on the right end of the 4-3 and coming from behind 3 times. On the downside, Shah is in hospital following his ankle that was crushed in a tackle tonight. So we wish him well. Don't know what the outcome is yet, but I'm guessing he's going to be out for some time, a month, maybe 2, depending on whether it's broken or whether it's just badly bruised or whether the tendons have been snapped. Just a few of the YouTubers and journalists that enjoyed the match as well as I did. And finally, a thought for Kevin Keegan, who has cancer and is in hospital being treated. Our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family.